Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Miami Dolphins. It's an Indian summer afternoon. Perfect conditions for football, and off we go on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Wide 6 man. Check curls, check curls. Here we go, 46. 52. 26.
First down, Prescott. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Boy, you got to think that having the 37-year-old veteran Jason Witten back at tight end is going to be great for Dak Prescott for plays just like that. And you think to last year when Witten wasn't there, it was kind of a rotating carousel. They had Blake Jarwin, Jeff Swaim, Rico Gathers, Dalton Schultz. But Witten back out there and doing his thing again. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's the man who's led the league in rushing twice in 3 seasons, Ezekiel Elliott. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Get that quarterback. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. Check. Hey. 26.
On second down, Elliott. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
A first down carry by Elliott. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 38.
Right there in the middle. 54. We're going to 54. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Here we go, 47. Check. 26.
Elliott running right. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 34-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the pass. Here we go. Kill. Here we go. Check 43. Then we're going to 53. Check 99. 26.
Play action now. Prescott. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Regular.
This is Kenyon Drake, the fourth-year man from Alabama. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Hey, color. Kill. 35. Regular.
Now Fitzpatrick. And that'll be incomplete. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Kill. Rip right. Hey. I-7.
Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. Fighting through it, he's got space. There he goes, right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light.
And it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down the score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
There you go. Check 52 to mine. I'm going to run you over. Gun.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish.
4 down. Here we go, 47. 26.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Big hit on the tackle. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7.
We're going to 54. 52's the mic, boys. 52. Hey, they're scared. 26.
Prescott from the gun. Cooper's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Second and 10 now from the 27.
You ain't going nowhere. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
On the toss play, this is Drake. Credit the tackle there to Jordan Lewis.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Regular. There you go, get down. Watching your pride. Switch up. Check 55 to mine. Check 55.
On third down, Fitzpatrick. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Get ready.
Running, it's Drake. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 11 yards there, first down. After 1, it's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Double time. Everyone's got 4 down.
Now Drake. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Watch the boot. 52 and 56. 9:55. Hey, eat. Hey, Delta. Team, we got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Fitzpatrick. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. The dump-off gets them 9, so now they're in much better shape for 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And the Cowboys here on third down bringing in an extra defensive back.
Hey, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Bravo. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. And that will be incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
On fourth down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Check 50, check 50.
On second down, it's Elliott, and he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block would be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Let's get it.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
The handoff out of the pistol is Dixon. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
29 is Mike. Mike, hey, kill. 27. Mike, 29.
3rd and long for Prescott. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
At the 3-yard line.
Mike, 180. Mike, 5. Let's go. Shift. Check. Check 3. Check 3. Spine. No.
They'll try again with Drake. And for a 2nd straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, orbit.
3rd and goal for Fitzpatrick. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins are going to be forced to settle for 3. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Let's just call that play exactly what it is. Needed. Because they wanted to get back in the game, and they knocked the ball free, and now they have a chance to do exactly that.
They got the chance. Now they have to take advantage. On first down, Drake. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Check out. Jim, go Jim. Hey, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. SOS.
On second down now, it's Drake. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Mike. Right there in the middle. 55. Stay with your man. Watch safety creep.
They'll run on first down. Drake. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Regular. Alert 3. Can I go 5-0 here?
Play fake. It's Fitzpatrick. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. The Dolphins on third down, not good, 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Left. 54's Mike. Check. Watch. Hey, walk. Watch the run. Hey, one set. Check, Mike.
From the gun, Fitzpatrick. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Taco Charlton with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 36 yards out. The kick by Sanders is good. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he will score. Touchdown. Cowboys. Jameis Olawale, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cowboys are in for 6. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Here we go, G. Get off the field. Out. 34. Hey, Haywood.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Fitzpatrick. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So now after the sack, 3rd and long, and Fitzpatrick and company a little work to do.
Yeah. He's mine. Mike 55. 35.
To throw on 3rd down. Fitzpatrick. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
You can't block me. Hey, Mike 52. We're going to 54. Watch twins.
Here's Prescott. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here we go. Mike got 2. Hey, tight. Kill. We're going to 52. Kill. Hey, 47. 26.
A 1st down throw for Prescott. He's got a man. It's his fullback. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. These Cowboys looking good here at AT&T Stadium. Of course, they were really good in this building last year, 7-1 in their 8 games played at home. The only loss was on a Monday night to Tennessee. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Now Prescott. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 27-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Here we go, go to 54, go to 54, right in. 55, Mike. Here we go, 26.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Looking for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Second and 10 now from the 27.
Big stop. Here we go, go to 54, go to 54, right in. Shit. Here we go, 47. Sweat, just hey. Back 55, go. We want this. 26.
To the air again, Prescott. And this is caught at the 8. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. They'll come out in the pistol. Now Elliott. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Exit. Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go.
They go play action. Fitzpatrick. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Throwing again on second down. Prescott. His throw caught at about the 5. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And he's got it. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
One man in the backfield. That's Elliott on second and goal.
Going to 53. No, check that. We want Mike 52 right here.
Prescott yet again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful. About being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, second and 10.
Army. Under 10. 10. Hey, watch this.
Running from the shotgun with Drake. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Banjo. Mike 5-4. Hey, alert. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
Here's Rosen. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And that'll bring up second down.
Monday. Hey, box drop.
And now it's Rosen looking. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. Well, he was looking for Parker, but it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Jason Witten, the intended target, but it's going to be second down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
52's the mic. Watch the screen, watch the screen. That's it. Watch the screen. Where's 52? Watch 52.
On second down, Prescott again. He's got a first down past the 30. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. 10th carry now for Elliott. And some room to roam now. Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys! Ezekiel Elliott with his second touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing too.
Oh, she's singing. She's
on like the fifth tune at this point.
She left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Now a hit and a loose football. It's picked up by the Cowboys, and they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Throwing. Prescott. His throw caught right around the 6. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They stay on the ground with Drake. And for a second straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Mike. 80. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6. Here I come. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Thought they were going to force a fourth down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Drop deep, drop deep. Monday. 65, 65. 65. Mike, 55.
And they'll throw it with Rosen. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Now it's Rosen. And that is incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Now Austin. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
At their own 42-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Watch the twins. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Now Dak on the option left. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Randy Gregory just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Hey, Echo.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Watch the pass.
Now Rosen looking to throw. into a double team, and it's intercepted. The former Longhorn back home, Earl Thomas. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Here we go. 552. Silver, silver.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 46-yard line. Today's final score.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Cowboys, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Miami, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.